before we see the cap come through, and then how WGS plays differently when they have the advantage, because we only got to see them play with disadvantages because MVP Space is the better team, so maybe we'll see that this time.
Okay, well, already going to be changing things up. Ryan here going to be starting things off with the Wrecking Ball. We have not seen this for quite some time.
Yeah, looks like he just wants to swing in, build up some ult charge, and also get that shield.
Oh, well, they spot him now. But so far, playing slowly. We'll go ahead, zip his way through. His way over to the back. Ran away, not going to be able to tag anybody. The rest of his team working their way through.
Very harassment based on what we just saw from him.
Yeah, stun in on a mag. He goes low. They're trying to finish him off. Leaps up onto the high ground. Mandu actually going to be the first one eliminated. It was looking like certainly that Winston was going to be gone, but just like that, RunAway turned things around. They storm their way forward. They get the kills. Kurian is able to knock QOQ out of that mech, but that's about as good as it's going to get here for WGS Armament, as Mag even just BMs a little bit by dipping his way into the well.
The very first player in the world to play that was on RunAway in the Season 2, or sorry, yeah, the Season 2 finals for Contenders. It was Janu, right? I mean, he was showing us that it can be played as a main tank, but you lose the backbone when you run this. It's a dive tank as it's used, and the trade up there, RunAway eventually just outlasted them with better healing coming through.
Pelican going to be swinging away. Myeonbong already going to be picked off. QOQ just finding that Zenyatta. Speaking of which, Gangnam Jin there does have the Transcendence up opposite as they charge forward. And this is where the gatekeeping starts coming through. Leap all the way up. Mag knows he has a primal range, and there's just not enough people alive to even work him low. Shove him all the way back over the dropship.
Yeah, so RunAway, you know, has this ult advantage. We're not going to see the, the early control that I was hoping to see from WGS. Isu's going to get this grab just from retreating and tossing in right clicks.
Rally to escort forward. Pelican using that. We will now match. I'm sure both of those supports are going to be benefiting from it. Graviton Surge going to be pinned in. Kurian already eliminated by Mag's primal range, and QOQ comes up with a double, make it a triple as Gargoyle gets knocked out of the mech and has to jump off the side of the map.
Very well timed, well placed by QOQ. The timing there good as well. And he's had some big bombs. I mean, I think he's probably been the best D.Va bomb player that we've seen this season so far. I gave the top 6 to Humbaba because of his care play with the defense matrix, but he's going to just continue to build ult charge here up on the high ground, slow the progress of WGS Armament.
Pop back already at 93%. RunAway looking pretty good. Gangnam Jin under some pressure, has to use that Transcendence. Now barrier's going to be in. WGS trying to stay alive. Grab comes out from DPI, locks him up, but Gargoyle's still going to be the first one eliminated here. Just get taken down, and it is just going to be cleanup time for RunAway on the back end of the fight. Yet again, looking like percentage might be eluding WGS on Achilios as they look to finish off Mandu, the only one extending this, just trying to skirt around the outside of the map here. But will get hounded down. QOQ comes up with it, 100% going to be gained. RunAway looking excellent.
Absolutely true. You know, the approach there for WGS Armament was to use the barrier to get on top of the point, but, you know, that's the problem is when you're doing that, then you don't have the barrier for the proper counter to ultimates that can come your way, the AoEs, the grab in particular. So Lee Jae-gon ended up being the more popular player on RunAway this season. So we've seen a lot of camera shots of him, but I think it was really QOQ and Hisu that played the best on that last round. Kurian will again, it looks like, start the Hammond, and we'll see if that gives them the first cap. Like, that's the reason why they're using it, to dive, disrupt, get the first cap. If you don't get that afterwards, you're never going to use it again. You're going to swap every time, but you're going to be down on ultimate. So it's kind of all in what WGS is doing here.
Yeah, well, I still know. See him. Going to be swinging away.
This
Pile
is better.
driver going to be coming down. Knocks up several members of RunAway. So far, no one's really getting that low to pick off. It's a big adaptive shield as he pushes forward, wrapping around the back. It's another little smack there, but just going to be feeding some charge over to Hisu, building up that energy. Pile driver again, not going to getting a connection, and Myeonbong will get picked off.
So close, but no cigar there again for Armament. And even though he almost built the minefield, he's just going to have to swap. He can't stick with this. That's why they're retreating back now. Hisu just trying to get as much grab charge as possible. And as soon as it becomes risky with the spawn coming through, he's actually sticking with the Hammond.
I mean, minefield on this point is not too bad. It will encompass pretty much the majority of it and makes it a lot more difficult for people to play
Sure.
onto the point, but it's still very risky.
Assuming QOQ doesn't deny it, right?
Yeah. Well, here we go. Drop down, charge forward, runaway, keeping up the aggression. Pelican just cannot find any feet to stand on. Burn down, Graviton Surge. Going to be coming down. Very questionable from DPI. You have to expect that this is going to be, you know, just a kind of a panic ult. Does manage to find 2 with the minefield, but
that was the
still
combo.
runaway in control.
Yeah, that was the combo, and you know, surprisingly, Korean is not going to swap. I thought, okay, grab mines. If it wins us the fight, cool. If it doesn't, we swap off. But nope, going to be sticking with it, and I just can't agree with this decision. There's a reason why no one is doing this right now. It's just too risky.
Stun up, Gangnam Jin going to fall low, but they can't get the finish. Mondu does manage to find a knockoff there as QOQ will be eliminated. Grab coming in, locks up Pelican. He'll get taken down. Now the pop out onto the Mech Gargoyle tries to invest the self-destruct, manages to cast it, but gets taken down before he can make his way back into the suit. Sound barrier used by Mondu, but they shred through them. You would think there's a Sombra on runaway because the shields just disappear so quickly. DJ Gong coming up with a double, and this is looking like WGS Armament might be negative 400% on control.
Seems that way, man. Remember, this is a one-fight 5v6 for Runaway because QOQ was demeched, couldn't remech, and was killed by the right-click that you mentioned earlier. And they still couldn't make a dent in this. Unfortunately, Wrecking Ball is good for disruption and dive compositions where you're looking for opening picks, otherwise not so much.
Mac is going to be rejoining him with the rest of the squad on the low ground. We hear that minefield is going to be placed in onto the point. Ryan, though, can't make it out alive. QOQ just hunts him down time and time again. Now Pelican going to get dropped 199% here. The OT ticking away. No one makes their way through, and there you have it. Another 100-0 closeout for Runaway. Another 0-100 loss for WGS. So negative 400% on control so far in Season 3.
Very one-sided first map, and it's not a shocker. There's 2 schools of thought, right? And a lot of my time as a StarCraft 2 commentator I spent looking at teams making these decisions in Pro League and in the GSTL, where you know you're the weaker team, right? You're massively underfavored, like you're the massive underdog, I should say. And some coaches would try weird things in those moments to try to steal wins, basically cheesing, right? That's what we call the term in StarCraft, is to cheese someone, right? Do something completely unheard of, do something really unique, an unknown strategy, and then take some wins, steal some wins. But when you're this team here, I think if you take that approach rather than the other approach, which is to try to play standard and try to improve, which we were alluding to earlier, like this is a learning experience, then when you fall flat like this, after failing to do something different, you look silly, the team loses motivation on all the prep they spent this entire week. They spent a whole week to prepare this strategy, and it falls flat on its face that hard. No one's improved the standard. They've only learned a trick, and the trick doesn't work. It's a really tough moment, you know, to keep the team motivated here. The coach is obviously at this moment doing just that. But it feels really bad when you prepare the strategy like this. But you don't get a net positive, I feel, when it fails. When you get the win, you feel great. You feel like the momentum is in your favor finally, and you're like, I stole a win away from Runaway. No one's done that yet this season. But like, you don't learn as much, I feel, about the overall game. You know what I'm saying? So I personally not a big fan of that strategy we just saw from them.
Nor am I, and I feel like the team probably isn't at this point either. So very unfortunate circumstance for them to get, utterly destroyed at the beginning of the series. You at least want control to be somewhat flip-floppy, even if you don't come up with the win. Put some percentage on the board, make it a little competitive, but they're unable to do so. I don't know where they want to go next. It could be Numbani again. That was their pick when they went up against MVP. But do you try to go for Hollywood and then hope that Mag just overextends on the Reinhardt again? Try to force him onto that pick instead of the Winston, because that seems like that's his bread and butter at the moment. But, it's so uncertain for me, because Runaway themselves already have a victory on Numbani.
It's a tough call, you know. If you want to go to something that you're good at and try to play something standard there, I think that's your best bet. If they think that Numbani is their best map, then it could be the way to do it. It's a Hisu fan. Says like, oh man, Hisu is so good.
So good that they're just crying tears of joy, I suppose.
Yeah.
That was almost me watching Monty and Susie's wedding yesterday. Which, of course, congratulations to them.
Congratulations indeed.
If you guys got to watch the esports mystery.
This meme is too good.
I have that photo saved because it was such a good face Flowerfin made.
Yeah, a lot of people have that.
just disgruntled. As soon as I saw that on Twitter, I was like, yeah, that's going in with all my other meme photos.
It says, I'm watching you. Flowerfin rumored.
She's watching from somewhere.
Yeah, Flowerfin rumored to be somewhere over in Canada land at the moment. No one knows if that's true, but
who knows?
She's not here today, so you have to wonder. You have to wonder. Well, we have to wonder, will they go for the Numbani pick again? I could see a world where they can grab A. A defenses are super rare on Numbani right now in this meta, and then try to keep that momentum going. It's rough, you know, when you're 0-5 now and you haven't won a single % of control. To keep that vibe of good feels going will be the Numbani pick. Going back to comfort here. What's exciting about this, though, is you might get to see potentially some dive from RunAway. You might get to see Sui go to the Genji. We know he can play it. Would love to see him pull that out. It's pretty unlikely, but possible.
Would be neat. Do we get a point A Widowmaker from Hisu?
Hey, I hope so.
Had some really nice headshots coming in on Horizon. Normal cheer must be in the bathroom for RunAway.
Yeah, that was a little bit off.
But here we go. Looks like maybe a Sombra Pharah. So double long range. So this is going to be looking at a, counter dive with the Winston able to play forward, perhaps.
Yep, and I guess this can work, really well. We've seen this before already from this squad. Not going to be the, it's not a necessary comp by any means, but it's considered one of the soft counters to GOATs right at the moment. We've seen on Hanamura A and Numbani A more than anywhere else in this map pool.
Yeah, it's all about your execution. Isu just going to be spotting out. Already nice little tag ups going through on a DPI.
So it's going to be the McCree Hanzo attack for WGS Armament. So again, trying to kind of cheese their way to a victory here. If they can get DPI into good position to counter the Pharah, like they've blind countered here with this. And then if they can kill the Pharah, knock the Pharah or the Mercy out of the sky right away, this is going to be really powerful.
That would be huge. Pushing forward, Flashbang going to be in. DPI, however, going to be focused down. Myeongbong as well, going to get taken out.
He got hit by the bio grenade, so there was no way to save him there. He was just going to die no matter what.
The thing that I'm actually, it hasn't even happened yet, but yeah, the thing that I'm most concerned about for WGS with particularly the Mercy is that she doesn't really have anybody to skirt around to with the glide that really gets her out of trouble. The Winston can leap away, the Diva can kind of jet away, but you don't have that Pharah who's constantly up in the sky being highly mobile that you can just keep leaping to.
Yeah, you don't even have like a tracer that you could maybe jump to or anything like that.
Hanzo and McCree effectively just both have dashes.
Sorry, you're hacked. Possibly dead.
Oh, but actually Hisu taking him down.
Done.
Didn't expect the McCree to come out from behind the bus.
Never expect the McCree to come out behind the bus.
Punishes him.
Now they've got a great chance of getting this A. Look at this. Pressure on the Pharah. They have control, line of sight for DPI.
Make their way over onto the point. Remember how things went last time out for RunAway, able to string together that massive defense here. Primal Rage out. Myeongbong just getting melted down. Hisu rejoins, finds the kill onto Pelican, and Mag picks up a double here as he finishes off DPI. He wants to bat that pesky fly out of the sky, and will just be able to zap him.
It's that extra burst heal for the reworked nano boost that saves him and allows him to primal later. Very well played here by Gangnam Jin. This is something that Jaws and I spent a lot of time talking about when that change first was released. We haven't seen as much as I thought we would, but Hisu holds this EMP, so it's a great way to shut down this push.
He's waiting in the back. No one's checking for him around here.
They don't see him, yeah. He needs to not make too much noise. That would be a bad idea.
Oh.
They don't see him, though.
Playing this one slowly. He's got the Winston here to back him up. Pack going to be coming down, looking for Myeongbong, and DPI. Rockets come through, and that's just going to be a double for QOQ. Hisu not going to get spotted, but the tank's in a bit of an awkward pinch. Pelican just going to be dying off screen as QOQ comes up with a late triple.
So RunAway just shutting down another push. WGS Armament almost has the big 6, but they're going to decide now is the time to swap off because those ultimates are going to always be less effective than the you know, 3-3 ultimates they're looking to build. With 2 pushes, you absolutely can. Like, this is totally reasonable, especially because they're going to keep the Ana, so the nano boost is there to give DPI another opportunity to build a grab. I like that nano target the most.
Oh, EMP from above. Long instantly melted down. Rockets in, Shui just firing away. Mag is going to be the one scooping up the majority of these kills. Pelican will be able to kill him off in the end right as that primal becomes available. Crucial timing, but now they're stuck out, disconnected away from several members of their squad.
If you think about the push they just attempted, it was really smart, but they forgot about the EMP. You know, everything else was correct. It's like, okay, we're going for the approach, and then everything is ruined by the EMP that they just were thinking one-track mind, how do we get this grab up? And they're sticking around here trying to do just that. They're heal denied now.
Mag comes down. Myungbong just the first one to fall every single time. Mag comes up with another one with the primal rage, jumping back down. Gets the kill onto Mandu. Double stomps onto both supports. Gonna be zapping here. Mega Pack picked up by Gargoyle. Mag playing forward. Oh my god.
Jagon is just going for him, man.
Mosquito for Mercy.
Yep.
Going on the offensive there. Actually got the pop out onto Gargoyle's Spec 2. Bombs coming out. QOQ looking for some picks as the people try to rejoin here onto the point. Mandu was able to tag in, forces out that OT. Pelican makes his way in around the back right now. Going to be all on his lonesome. Hisu drops in that EMP. DPI dangerously low. Gets finished off by Shui. And it's looking like the full hold coming through for RunAway yet again. Except this time so much more dominant. Geekstar got to 89.6%. WGS not even close.
Yeah, I mean, very clean defense. They had the, you know, the stagger there. The nano boost came out really well to protect the tank line. You know, Mag was basically able to live forever there, buy time for the respawns. The Hanzo, I feel like, had no place in this composition. You know, you mentioned earlier not having a second someone to stick to as the Mercy. That was part of the issue. The Dragon Strike never went off, and it's just this funky thing where you're looking at Tank Burst against a comp that isn't even the GOATs, and it's against a comp that has the Ana to back it up. You're going to find a lot more success with that Hanzo style on Gibraltar, for example, which is where he was most popular. Look for that Tank Burst. Just didn't really make sense there on Numbani A. They tried a new strategy again. Went against the norm. They went against the grind of the meta. But it does not work out. And they will have their own variation here of the A defense we saw from RunAway, taking the Sombra instead of the, sorry, the Pharah here. Sorry, the Sombra instead of the Pharah, or rather, Brigitte instead of Pharah with Sombra. Excuse me, guys, pardon me. Svi on the Genji, though. That's what I was hoping to see, and I think we're going to see it. So, pretty hyped about that. Pelican's like, is it real? The same question we're all wondering right now. It's going to find out the same time as us.
Yep. Let's see. RunAway, are they going to be checking for the Sombra at the gate?
They do, but not the right angle.
Yeah, spam out a little bit. A couple shots going to be coming in to the back. Comes out of there. It's going to be 13% for the EMP.
He does stick with the Genji, though.
Okay. Well, plenty of time to swap if he needs to. Jump up there onto the point, coming in. WGS have to stick to this thing like glue, but already Karayan's going to be eliminated. The rest of them up here onto the high ground, getting stuck in that hallway. Shui not going to be dashing through. Thought maybe he would go for it, but they'll just knock Gargoyle out of that mech. Now Myungbong taken down as Hisu comes up with the double. No supports available, and just a sliver of percentage left to close it out. And there you have it. We're already halfway done. RunAway looking to deliver us one of the fastest series that we have ever had in Contenders, probably in Korean Overwatch history.
Oh, I mean,
if this continues.
Yeah, if this continues, we are definitely breaking records here. I mean, we used to have best of 5s in Apex, so 3 games, but I think even these 4 games might be faster than 3 0s.
I mean, if we got any, you know, real stat boys in the chat, then I would love to know what the fastest historical Korean Overwatch game is to date and whether or not this is going to break it.
Just going back to the map itself, though, you know, you mentioned Svi looked like he might have dashed into that hole. The cool thing about this is Mag actually, with Svi together, corralled everyone into that zone. If they try to come out, Mag gets mad, or sorry, not Mag, Svi gets mad dash resets. Like, he explodes and gets a Dragon Blade. But if you don't come out, the point gets capped. So they kind of spilled out through the bottom instead of the top, and everyone got picked off. I expect we're probably going to see them pick Hanamura after halftime, and we're probably going to see them do something weird, you know, something unusual. Maybe they'll try the Mei defense or something like that, because they're not really sticking to the norm. They're trying to use strategy here, knowing that their mechanics and their coordination is not as good as RunAway. They're trying to out-strategize RunAway, but twice in a row it has really fallen flat.
Yeah.
Overwatch is not a strategy game per se. There's a lot of strategy that goes into comps on, especially the A points on maps. There's a lot of strategy in this meta in particular in terms of counters. You know, how do you run the Zarya with the Ana, etc. But these strategies aren't winning the maps right now.
No. All right, well, guys, that's 2-0 up for RunAway. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll see you guys back in just a few.